Welcome to Purple Nerd Channel, a home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. After Prince's debut album For You undersold against Warner Brothers' expectations, Prince was in a hurry to get back in the studio to show them that he could make a hit record. But one of his managers at Warner Brothers came up with the idea that maybe he should focus more on a rock sound and paid for him to go to Colorado and record a rock-oriented album called The Rebels with his touring band that would eventually be scrapped. After that experiment, he came back to Minneapolis to work on his second album. Being that he was short on cash, that he spent 90% of his advance for 3 albums making just his first album, one of his managers, Perry Jones, went ahead and paid for a 16-track recorder that Prince installed in his home that he was renting. This way he could record and make music at his house and then take that and finish it at a major studio, saving tons of money on studio time and being able to make an album on next to no budget. Prince would spend just under 2 months creating this album. Again, like the first album, he wrote, arranged, produced, performed, and played all the instruments and did all the vocals. But this time around, he did have some help from 2 of his touring bandmates, that being Bobby Z on drums and Andre Cymone, his childhood friend, on bass. They are listed on the credits of the album as Heaven Sent Helpers, with no official credits as to what they actually did. Over the years, all that's been confirmed is that Andre admitted to singing background on one of the songs. Prince's self-titled second album was released October 19th, 1979, peaking at number 52 on Billboard's Top 200 and number 3 on the soul and R&B charts. The album would go on to sell over 1 million copies on its initial release. 3 singles were released: I Wanna Be Your Lover, which peaked at number 11 on Billboard's Top 100 and sold over 1 million copies as a single. Why You Wanna Treat Me So Bad, which peaked at number 13 on the soul charts, and Still Waiting, which peaked at number 65 on the soul charts. Videos were released for Why You Wanna Treat Me So Bad, and 2 versions were actually released for I Wanna Be Your Lover. One with just Prince, and another one with Prince and his touring band. Prince also had a very uncomfortable appearance on American Bandstand, as his interview skills were not yet polished.
How many years ago did you make these demos and then have offers on them?
Because of the success of this album, Prince was finally granted a tour that went so well that he got a second tour, that being the Rick James tour, where he was the opening act. So let's go ahead and dive into this project. We open up the album with I Wanna Be Your Lover. Prince had a huge crush on singer Patrice Rushen and wrote the song about her. He actually presented it to her as a demo, but she passed on the song. Prince would go on to sample this song himself on his song My Name Is Prince in 1992. Next we have Why You Wanna Treat Me So Bad. This is a song that Andre Cymone confirmed that he sang background on. I've always wondered if there was actually a longer cut of this album, because as soon as the guitar solo kicks in and gets real good, the song just fades away. Sexy Dancer could almost technically be an instrumental if it wasn't for him saying Sexy Dancer over and over again and the inclusion of some really heavy panting. Either way, it's a funky jam. When We're Dancing Close and Slow is by far the slowest of all slow songs, but it's still sexy. With You is one of the oldest tracks on this project, as it was originally recorded in 1978 during the Pepe Willie sessions. Prince would have Jill Jones cover this song on her debut album in 1987. Bambi is an amazing rock track, and it really gives us a sneak peek of what content and sound Prince would give us in the albums following this one. He screamed his way through the chorus as he questions a young lady as why she would want to be with another lady instead of being with a man, specifically him. The song includes the controversial line, "Maybe you need to bleed," a vulgar way of saying clinically that a man needs to break her hymen. Still waiting, Prince plays the hopeless romantic, still waiting for the perfect love to come into his life. I Feel For You is an upbeat track that also comes from the Pepe Willie sessions and was reworked and re-recorded for this album. It's also another song that Prince offered to Patricia Rushen that she also passed on. Chaka Khan would go on to cover this song on her 1984 album of the same name. It was a massive hit for her, peaking at number 3 on Billboard's Top 100 singles and revitalizing her career. On Prince's debut album, he closed out the album with an epic rock song, but on this one, he does the exact opposite, closing with a beautiful ballad, "It's Gonna Be Lonely." There were 2 songs meant to be on this album that did not make the final cut. Darling Marie, a song about a woman from San Francisco that Prince was briefly dating. Being that she was engaged to someone else, the relationship was short-lived. Prince had originally recorded the song in 1978 at a home studio, but with some extra time left over at the Colorado recording sessions, Prince went ahead and re-recorded this song. In the song, he asked her to marry him and not to marry the other guy. The other song left off was called "Let's Rock." This song was also recorded during the extra time he had in the Colorado sessions. And the song is based on a dance that he would see all these people doing in the clubs when the song "The Rock" by Edwin Starr would come on. Prince actually wanted to release it as a standalone single, but Warner Brothers wouldn't let that happen and told him that if he wanted to use the song, he could use it as the opening track for this album. Which, for whatever reasons, Prince went ahead and passed on that idea. But he would go and rework the song later on into the song "Let's Work," which would appear on his album Controversy in 1981. Thank you again for joining me on the channel. Please like and share this video as much as possible, and as always, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you on the next episode where I go and revisit what I believe is Prince's true debut album. And until the next episode, I wish you heaven.